Are we still having fun? Do you still like what you're seeing up here on stage? So thanks for that introduction, EJ. Okay, so before I talk, I'd like everyone to take in this picture because this is what PhLUG's Armored Division is all about. As EJ mentioned, Lego actually doesn't make real-world military sets. And I'll get to that later, why Lego doesn't do it. But there's a group in PhLUG, and that's us, PAD, that actually likes to build military models. That's our display downstairs. If you haven't seen it yet, look for the Armored Division display. You know it's us because it's mostly gray, and there are lots of tanks and planes and other military stuff in that display. So you can give these a chance, and we'll cover you just in case. Okay, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. Because as EJ mentioned, Lego doesn't really build military sets. And if you want to build military sets from Lego, most of the time you have to find a way on your own to do it. So if you don't, you'll find an excuse. Most of the time, our inspiration for our builds are real-life military models. Who likes tanks here? Tanks. You guys like tanks? Who likes planes? Planes. Man, gusto nila yun. Who likes boats? Boats? Military boats. Yeah. Some Lego sets actually look like military models, like the old Indiana Jones sets. Unfortunately, they're discontinued and they are hard to get. So they cost a lot of money, so we can't get, well, most people can't get them anymore nowadays. So we rely a lot on inspiration from other Lego modelers who post their work online. If you're interested in researching for Lego models that you plan to build, or you say, for example, I like the Power Rangers, but I haven't seen how I can build it, or I like a tank, there are a lot of examples on Flickr. And also the works of our fellow members. And so we go back to what EJ said. Why doesn't Lego make real-world military models? And some of you might be thinking, but Lego does have war in its sense of models. There's Star Wars, which obviously has war in its name, and there are people shooting each other with lasers. But Lego does that. And if you look at the Prince of Persia sets, there are knives, there are swords, there are armored people in the castle sets. And you might think, but those are also war-related stuff. Lego builds it, but why not real-world military models? It's because of this one. Lego used to have this unwritten rule that they will never make real-world military models. Something that the kids can see in real life and say, Mommy, I saw that in my Lego toy. That gun that soldier is holding, I saw that in my Lego toy. That's what Lego doesn't want to do. The basic aim is to avoid realistic weapons and military equipment that children may recognize from hotspots around the world. So it's okay for Lego to have lasers since we don't really have real-world lasers right now you can shoot people with. Or Star Wars with their lightsabers and stuff like that. That's fine. It's when you have the real-world military weapons that Lego doesn't want to do. They don't want to show violent or frightening situations and associate that with their Lego products. Despite that limitation, people in PAD still find a way to get parts that they need. Like I said, the Indiana Jones set, although it's a bit rare right now. pad builder would always want gray bricks. Light blue gray, dark blue gray, any shade of gray is fine because when you build it, it looks like a military vehicle. This is the closest thing right now you'll get to a military set in Lego. And it's not even really military. It's part of, do you guys recognize where this comes from? Yeah, it comes from Toy Story. That's where you get toy soldiers in Lego and they're all green. Third-party manufacturers actually make real-world guns that are in Lego form, although they are a bit pricey. So companies like Brick Arms or Brick Forge, they make real-world weapons, and you can order from them. One Lego gun actually costs about 200 pesos, so it's a bit pricey when you go to that route. Some people, like our member, Randy Palacio, actually makes his own custom guns and armor. So that's part of what he was doing. You'll see that the figures don't have arms yet because he's molding his own guns and armor for those figures. So if you really want to do it, you'll find a way to do it. Lastly, before I stop talking, I'd like to highlight the works of our members, starting with figures, and planes, and tanks, and jeeps, and more trucks. Okay, so if you like military vehicles, and you joined up with PhLUG and you want to join a group that likes military vehicles and likes building them, please remember the PhLUG Armored Division, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ron.